industrial hub, Vikram stood amidst the steady hum of his manufacturing plant. He was the principal, a man of precision who oversaw the creation of intricate machinery parts. His business thrived on collaboration, relying on specialized partners to bring his designs to life. Today, a new batch of semi-finished steel components sat ready for their final transformation. Vikram met with Meera, a renowned specialist in industrial coatings and assembly. He handed her the technical specifications for the steel components. "I need these treated for corrosion and fitted with specialized seals," Vikram explained. Meera examined the plans with a practiced eye. She was the job worker, the expert who would apply her craft to Vikram's goods to ensure they met the highest standards. Back at her own facility, Meera began the intricate process. She didn't just apply labor. She used her own high-grade polymers and specialized resins to seal Vikram's steel parts. These materials were essential to the process, but they belonged to her, not Vikram. As the machines whirred, Meera meticulously fused her materials onto the principal's goods, creating a seamless finish. When the work was complete, Meera sent the finished components back to Vikram, along with an invoice. Vikram paused as he reviewed the document. He saw the charges for labor, but he also noticed the cost of the resins and polymers Meera had used. A question arose in his mind. Since Meera used her own materials, is this still a service of job work, or has it become a supply of goods? To seek clarity, Vikram called upon Aditi, a leading consultant in indirect taxation. Aditi arrived with a wealth of knowledge regarding the Goods and Services Tax, GST, framework in India. She understood that in the corporate world, misclassifying a transaction could lead to significant hurdles with input tax credit and compliance. Aditi opened a digital ledger to explain the law. According to Section 268 of the CGST Act, she began, job work is defined as any treatment or process undertaken by a person on goods belonging to another registered person. The key is the ownership of the primary goods. Since the steel components belong to you, Vikram, the essence of the contract is the process Meera performs on them. Vikram leaned in. But what about the materials, she added? They are now part of the final product. Aditi nodded. That is a common point of confusion. However, Schedule 2 of the GST Act clarifies that any treatment or process applied to another person's goods is treated as a supply of services. The addition of materials by the job worker does not automatically change the nature of the transaction. Meera continued her work on the next batch, adding small but vital components like bolts and gaskets from her own inventory. Aditi explained to Vikram that even when a job worker uses their own goods to complete the task, the primary nature of the transaction remains a service. Circular number 38/12/2018. GST explicitly clarifies that a job worker can use their own materials while providing the service of job work. Vikram visited Meera's workshop to see the finished parts. He now understood that the polymers and bolts were ancillary to the service of processing his goods. The tax invoice would correctly reflect a supply of services, taxed at the rate applicable to job work, allowing him to claim his input tax credit without any fear of non-compliance. With Aditi's guidance, the partnership between Vikram and Meera flourished. They had moved past the ambiguity of goods versus services and embraced a clear, compliant path forward. In the world of business, as in the world of manufacturing, the right information is the strongest foundation for building something that lasts.